Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Welcome all of you to the
Bienvenidos todos ustedes al programa, al tercer aniversario del programa de los valores para la vida.
spend
Y antes de
1 minute in
empezar,
silence.
vamos a estar un minuto en silencio y vamos a invocar la presencia del Ser Supremo.
So there we are. We have all the seniors with us and
Y hoy
welcome all of
tenemos a todos nuestros hermanos y hermanas mayores con nosotros. Muchas gracias por estar aquí.
Before I give it to each
Y
one of you,
antes de darles la palabra a todos
just to
ustedes,
introduce our formal audience. Yes. So we have a very senior Sudesh Didi, who is the European.
tenemos a nuestra querida hermana mayor, Sudesh Didi, que es la directora de los Brahmakumaris en Europa.
She's an outstanding lecturer,
Y
speaker,
ella
and broadcaster, and has traveled more than
ha
90
ha
countries.
viajado más de 90
She retired as
países
server when
y ella
COVID lockdown
también ha
we have with us Santosh Didi,
participado en muchos programas y tenemos a la hermana Santosh Didi desde Rusia.
International Organization
Y
for
ella es la directora del centro de los BK
very well.
en,
She's been with us
en
many times on this
San Petersburg.
also the joint regional coordinator of the Brahma Kumari services happening in Russia, CIS, that is the
Y ella también está,
Baltic region, the Commonwealth.
ella es la
And all
directora
of this
de
in
los
Russia
Brahma
alone,
Kumaris en
during the
toda la región
President Guru, she is
báltica,
the director of.
en Europa y en Asia.
And how can I forget our very dear brother Eric Clareste?
Y tenemos a nuestro querido hermano, brother, Eric, que está retirado en este momento, pero él todavía es el coordinador de los Brahma Kumaris en Canadá. Y él está con esta organización desde 1983. Y él ha estado en varias partes de Canadá, en Edmonton, en Calgary, y ahora está en Montreal, donde él ha establecido uno de los centros de meditación más grandes en Canadá. Y como siempre voy a decir un poema en memoria de todos nuestros hermanos mayores y hermanas mayores que han dejado el cuerpo. Y necesitamos dedicar este tercer aniversario a nuestra hermana Nirmala Didi, que dejó el cuerpo. Y recordamos con mucho cariño a nuestra querida Nirmala Didi. Y el poema para todos ustedes es: estos hermanos mayores y hermanas sirven y nunca están cansados porque sus mentes son superiores y no tienen vicios y tampoco tienen ego. Y también son las joyas supremas y nos llenan de sorpresa. Y ellos nos guían para que no perdamos el juicio, y a través de Raja Yoga ellos nos ayudan a experimentar el gozo de ser sin cuerpo, y no queremos, y nuestra identidad verdadera es ser lleno de vida, agradable, y necesitamos estar llenos de no tener miedo. Y no entendí la otra cosa que dijo. Y algo sucedió que estamos convirtiendo esta meditación para que no le falte el sabor. Gracias a todos por estar aquí y le pido a la hermana Claudia que le dé la bienvenida a todos.
Good
Om
morning.
Shanti. Buenos días desde Montreal. Estoy desde Brasil y fui a Vancouver y le doy la bienvenida a este programa. Sin la cooperación de todos nuestros hermanos y hermanas mayores, no hubiéramos llegado a estar aquí. Gracias, Sudesh Didi, Santosh Didi, Eric Vai. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Eh, Han estado aquí con nosotros por más de 3 años y nos gustaría ofrecerles flores.
So we have to from here.
En parte, de parte de todos nosotros, el equipo que participa en este programa, reciba estas flores con amor.
Thank you.
Muchas
So
gracias.
beautiful roses. Like
Muchas gracias por las rosas tan hermosas como tú.
Thank you so much, Sister Claudia.
Muchas gracias, hermana Claudia. Y antes de darle la palabra a todos, a los hermanos y hermanas mayores, vamos a tener una canción y les vamos a mostrar un video, es muy cortico y tiene clips de todos los episodios que hemos presentado durante 3 años. Y estamos mostrando muchos de los episodios de Nirvana Didi.
And the essence of this journey is
Y la esencia de este sendero es quién esencialmente soy yo.
a knowledgeful soul, I am a
Yo
beautiful
soy
soul.
un alma que tiene conocimiento,
So we
que
should
está llena de gozo y una hija del Ser Supremo y debemos tener reconocer esto y tener esta conciencia para cambiar otra conciencia. La espiritualidad
understanding. It is like
se entiende, es entendimiento, es la semilla del conocimiento y la divinidad es el fruto. Yo nunca tuve miedo de estar sola porque siempre estaba haciendo el servicio para Dios.
I felt protected.
Y me sentí protegida. Y esto es familia y nunca sentí ningún miedo. Y estos que dicen la verdad, ellos no tienen que tener miedo. Y yo pienso que a veces en este viaje necesitamos tocar esa dulzura eterna. No tiene nada que ver con la energía física. Y para ganar el poder y para ver la belleza de este poder, necesitamos ver las cualidades del alma y empezar a desarrollar relaciones con significado con nosotros mismos. Y hoy yo pienso que mi compromiso conmigo mismo es uno en el que quiero hacer honor a mi dignidad y a la belleza que yo he aprendido para verme a mí mismo, que es diferente y siempre he entendido que yo siempre he apreciado esta dinámica. Todo es posible, dice el hermano Eric de Nueva York, pero también necesitamos ser comprometidos en la cooperación. ¿Y cómo puedo hacer esto? ¿Cómo puedo ayudar a que esto lo podamos hacer? Hoy estamos todos dedicados a la causa de mejorarnos a nosotros mismos día a día, desarrollando, creciendo espiritualmente día a día. La hermana Judy dice, yo soy real al ser real que existe en mí. Y nunca pensé antes en esto. Necesito ser real a mí misma. Tú eres un alma para todas las temporadas, lo que significa necesitas tener compromiso con todos estos valores. Tu mente, tu intelecto, tu sentido profundo en tu espíritu. Es tu sentido de libertad. Es ser livianos cuando puedes navegar en la vida, que no te complicas con nada. Necesitamos siempre ser livianos. Esto significa ser un diamante lleno de felicidad. La hermana Gayatri dice que tener la mente abierta es lo que nos ayuda a pensar de manera reflexiva. Hay guianza que recibimos en el mundo. Y también tenemos direcciones de qué es lo que tenemos que hacer en el mundo y qué es lo que tenemos que hacer con nosotros y con nuestra conciencia. Uno es externo y el otro es interno, hasta que llega el día en el que ponemos todo junto. La claridad es el día que podemos ver todo y removemos los filtros. La energía del celo y el entusiasmo toma en cuenta todo. A la verdadera ayuda es ayudar pero no depender. La verdadera ayuda es tener pensamientos puros, no ocasionalmente, no solamente una vez en el mes, pero a diario. Si tu pensamiento es poderoso, vas a alcanzar el objetivo. Esto significa que tenemos que estar juntos de tal manera que estamos de acuerdo con la gente, estamos aceptando las diferencias y nos podemos conectar con otros. Entonces, el mismo significado es yoga, la positividad en los términos de la relación. Es un aspecto muy positivo de la vida y tenemos que pensar que la gente con naturaleza positiva tiene un efecto. La creatividad tiende a indicar que es más activo que algo inactivo, que no es, que es intangible. Y esto es a todos los niveles. Pero la creatividad no solamente sucede con las manos, pero su origen profundo es en la conciencia. El amor y la cooperación es innato en mí mismo. Cuando yo dije que es una ley universal, está dentro de toda la creación. Y entonces puedo ir en la profundidad de mi propio mundo interno en soledad y descubrir la profundidad de lo que va dentro de mí, pero también descubrir cómo me puedo conectar con el Ser Supremo. Y necesito tener la conciencia y la práctica de estar en silencio y en soledad. Y eso es lo que hacemos en meditación. Lo que veo en meditación es que me doy cuenta que todo lo que yo hago está aquí dentro de mí. Si yo no puedo llegar a esa tienda de abundancia, entonces siempre me voy a sentir vacío. La grandeza continúa sucediendo La energía fluye. Necesito respetarme a mí mismo. Estoy dispuesto a trabajar conmigo mismo. Puedo ver mi belleza original, mis valores originales. Hay un lugar sagrado en tu corazón. Yo pienso que esa es la mejor libertad.
So wonderful. I was just seeing all
Maravilloso. Estaba mirando todos sus hermosas caras. Gracias por ser los ponentes en estas charlas. Y entonces ahora el hermano Eric va a hablar de cortar el pastel. Bueno, no puede haber una celebración de cumpleaños sin un pastel. Pero no solamente estamos cortando el pastel, todas las ideas. Yo pienso que cuando ponemos el pastel en nuestra boca, algo mágico sucede. Los ojos están felices, la mente está feliz, las manos están felices porque hemos compartido el pastel. Y lo que queremos compartir es el pastel de la felicidad, porque entre más virtudes tenemos, podemos estar más felices en la vida. Entonces vamos a celebrar con este pastel de la felicidad y vamos a hablar de todas las virtudes que hemos escuchado. El pastel no solamente pastel, es mágico. Como dijeron, son los valores. Estos 3 años tenemos estos valores en nuestra vida. Estamos celebrando el 3er año. Es chocolate con cubierto de vainilla y menta. Mientras estábamos haciendo esto, estábamos pensando que traemos los valores de manera práctica en nuestra vida para ser perfectos. Y estoy seguro que todos aquí pueden apreciarlo. Virtualmente les vamos a ofrecer una tajada del pastel de las virtudes. Yo pienso que el olor y el sabor lo podemos transmitir a través del Zoom. Tal vez no sabes cómo decorar un pastel, pero conozco que sé que en tu corazón puedes decorarlo. Podemos prender la velita. 3 parece un bebé para un cuerpo humano, pero para este programa 3 años es un número bien grande.
You can touch your computer so we can touch each other.
Yeah.
You put your hand on the computer.
Right. So everyone can extend their hands. We are
Cada uno puede poner las manos para recibir una
so each of us can have a wish, beautiful wish that will stay lit in our hearts.
The taste of the cake is already, in fact, though we are seeing in front of us the cake, but all of us, those who have been participating, are enjoying the cake which is prepared in everyone's consciousness and prepared with love and lightness. So wonderful to celebrate in this way, cake in front of us. But
La hermana Sudeshdi dice que en nuestra mente tenemos el pastel y que es magnífico poder celebrar la belleza de todo lo que está sucediendo aquí. Gracias, Didi.
The world is in the heart. Yes, Didi.
That physical cake, cake with different ingredients we can make in 3 hours.
Ese es un pastel que podemos hacer con diferentes ingredientes en 3 horas.
Consistent, determinant, and
Y ustedes han sido muy consistentes
inviting guests and welcoming them
y
to
siempre han
become
invitado
cake
a
become practical. And I think
personas
this
y
is
con
one of the
este
most
pastel lo
useful
han hecho práctico.
online conversations
Esta es
consistently
una de
over
las
years,
charlas en línea
giving us the taste and
más
depth of all
con más
virtues, which is, I
consistencia,
think,
porque
exceptional
hemos podido hablar de
online
todas las
conversation.
virtudes,
Only just focusing
solamente enfocándonos en la profundidad de las virtudes.
And this congratulations is for everyone.
Felicitaciones.
Consistency is every
Gracias a todos
individual
los
is
que
there for
consistentemente han formado parte de este programa y de este sendero. Participation. Gracias, Didi, por tus bendiciones y las bendiciones del Padre Divino.
Taste. We can all cut together. Yes, Manoj
So
brother.
thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that the backend team is never acknowledged, but let us acknowledge them. All the IT support.
Queremos darle el agradecimiento a la hermana Anu y al hermano Nikhil, que son los que están trabajando en la parte técnica. Aquí siempre tenemos la cara enfrente, pero gracias a todos y le vamos a pasar la palabra al hermano Eric.
So let's move on to that.
Vamos a seguir adelante.
Yes, it's not just about cake, but I think cake can be shared physically with
Es,
a limited number of people. But definitely
el
cake can be
pastel, de
shared
eso no es
with
únicamente
hundreds.
al pastel,
Congratulations.
porque solamente se le puede dar a un número pequeño de personas.
For inviting me again. I'm really happy
Gracias.
to be with two souls
Estoy
that I've met
contento
on
de
several
estar
levels.
aquí con dos
Sudesh
almas
Did, that
a
I
las
met
cuales admiro
since my
muchísimo.
young
Sudesh
age,
Did,
since I
que
was a
la
baby
conozco
in
desde que yo era un
Brahma
bebé
Kumaris.
en los en el sendero de los Brahma
Years ago.
Kumaris. Eso fue hace
No hair,
40 años.
freckles. I was
No
just
tenía
baby.
40, no
I
tenía
met Didi
canas
in my early days. We used to go to
ni tenía arrugas.
every time we would go to India.
Y,
We would
y cada vez que yo iba a India,
to stop in London.
yo
And
siempre
it was Sudesh Didi who introduced
iba al
us
centro de
to
Londres
Daddy Yankee at the time.
y Didi siempre nos
Sudesh
presentaba a
Didi
Daddy
was
Yankee en
very
esa
earnest and
época,
honest.
porque yo me acuerdo que Didi estaba haciendo
Welcoming us
traducciones para nosotros
and bringing us in front of Daddy Yankee.
y ella nos estaba trayendo enfrente de Daddy
So Didi
Yankee.
Sudesh, I'm very happy
Entonces,
to
Didi Sudesh, estoy muy
Santosh Didi,
feliz de
never
estar aquí
had a chance to
contigo.
come and see you.
Y
However,
Santosh Didi,
in
nunca he
Russia, there
tenido la
I met you
oportunidad de irte a
many
visitar
times.
en Rusia. Te he
We met
visitado en
on
Madhubán,
Zoom. We see each other in different
pero ahora en
programs.
Zoom nos
Very
vemos en
happy
muchos
to know you a little
programas.
bit better.
Estoy muy
And as you
feliz de
know, I had
conocerte y como
quite
tú
a career as a
sabes,
journalist. So I may
he
have
tenido una gran carrera muy larga como
these
un
videos. It's a
periodista.
conversation
Y esto es
also.
una
Create a
conversación.
conversation
Espero es que
between Sudesh
podamos
and
crear una
Santosh. I'm
conversación.
just a
Yo
facilitator.
solamente soy un
One of the
facilitador
questions
aquí.
I really
Una de
think
las
is
cosas
crucial
que pienso
in
que
this
es
conversation
crucial en esta
are
conversación,
we
voy a empezar con
hear
Sudesh
about
Didi.
those virtues a lot.
Escuchamos
And
esas
we know that
virtudes
most of
mucho
us
y como nosotros
understand
sabemos, la
the
mayoría de
virtue.
nosotros
And all the
entienden
VK
la
speakers can
virtud
give great lectures about the virtues.
y todos los VKs
And
podemos
nevertheless,
dar
we know that when comes the
hablar de
time
las virtudes, pero a
to be the
veces viene un
embodiment
momento
of the
en el
virtue,
cual tenemos que ser la
that's the
encarnación de
difference.
la virtud.
And so, Didi Sudesh, I'll
Y
be
hay una
very curious to
diferencia.
know, what do you think really makes a difference
Didi Sudesh,
when it comes
¿qué
the
piensas
time
tú
to buy?
que hace la diferencia?
And why is it that some don't
¿Y
imbibe
por
it
qué
as
es
much
que
as we do?
algunos no pueden convertirse en esta encarnación?
Once again, first of all, I would like to say
Me
congratulations
gustaría
to
decir
Sudesh.
felicitaciones por los 3 años.
By everyone, and not
y por todo lo que ha compartido todos.
Gone to unlimited many places because through YouTube. And so it is a direct or indirect both service.
Es un directo, es un servicio directo e indirecto. Lo que vamos a decir acerca de las virtudes y baba.
You see the contrast between
Vemos el contraste entre las cualidades,
virtues
las virtudes y los poderes.
qualities.
Las cualidades,
Actually, it has good qualities, better
las
qualities, best
buenas
qualities.
cualidades, las mejores cualidades.
Reason.
Es una comparación,
I feel when qualities
pero yo pienso que cuando
and somebody does something better,
alguien hace algo mejor,
oh, this one did really better.
oh, este lo hizo mejor,
Go to the same person which had done before.
entonces vamos donde esa persona.
Done better, then go
La
to
otra
that
persona
person.
lo ha hecho mejor.
So it has a sensitivity of
Eso tiene una sensitividad de la
competition.
comparar,
Virtue
de
is
comparar,
actually a
pero la
divinity.
virtud es divinity, virtud es divinidad.
Discrimination for anyone. And virtue goes
No podemos discriminar a nadie
acceptance or criticism. It is
y
just
necesitamos aceptar las críticas.
if you see like flowers, flowers
Si,
don't have any discrimination.
si puedes ver, las flores no tienen ningún tipo de
Cannot say the flowers
discriminación.
that I give extra fragrance to my native or those who appreciate me and respect me.
Las flores no dicen le voy a dar la fragancia solamente a los que me respetan,
It is
pero se las da a
and
todos.
kept on a table, fine. If it is thrown in a bin, fine. The virtues are
Y si se
natural.
mantiene en una mesa, las virtudes son naturalmente
It maintains
desprendidas de servir.
it has a divinity.
Entonces hay divinidad
Without limitations.
sin discriminación y sin limitaciones.
Virtue protects self
Las virtudes me protegen a mí mismo en contra de me protege de las debilidades de los demás.
then I need to have patience. If I have
Si alguien está molesto conmigo, necesito
if I have detached
hacer ejercicio de mi virtud de la paciencia
person is not influencing me.
y no debo dejarme influenciar de esa persona.
Changing now virtue into power of my own protection with the
Es cambiar la virtud en el poder de mis virtudes internas.
influence at all.
No estamos influenciados para nada y podemos ayudar a los demás a tener buenos deseos y misericordia.
Or even in negative situation,
A-
having good
Así sea una situación negativa, necesitamos tener buenos sentimientos y buenos deseos por esas almas.
is upset.
No importa por qué motivo esa alma está molesta.
Any kind of fear or any kind of rejection from the inner heart means heart is pure and powerful.
Y el corazón debe tener poder,
Pure consciousness
del poder de la conciencia pura
will realize or change. So
que le ayuda al alma a darse cuenta de qué es lo que necesita cambiar, esa energía sutil.
at that time it might not visible.
En ese momento tal vez no es visible, pero podemos darle poder a los demás.
It is generator is behind.
Estamos
Many instruments.
dándole poder a muchos instrumentos,
So God is almighty.
porque Dios es todopoderoso,
Its own show. But as connection is with them,
pero la conexión es con las almas. Dios es benevolente
is the power.
y esta benevolencia es el poder. Los buenos deseos son el poder. Es ser desprendido es poderoso. Aceptar, tener la virtud de aceptar las cosas que suceden en el drama es poderoso. Entonces solamente así podemos ser la encarnación de las virtudes. Hay tener estas cualidades y poderes. Podemos así, o solamente así podemos convertirnos en una encarnación de todo esto. Gracias. Tú eres la encarnación de las virtudes, Santosh Dide. Entonces, ¿qué pasa cuando no nos movemos de virtudes a poder? Y tal vez Sudesh Dide, si quieres hacer una pregunta, ¿por qué no nos podemos convertir en la encarnación de las virtudes? Porque solamente si las virtudes están ahí y no me estoy transformando en la encarnación de estas virtudes, ¿cuál es el valor de tener esto? Necesito también compartir esto con los demás. No solamente es empoderarme a mí mismo, es empoderar a los demás. Santosh Didi, hace unos años yo también algunas veces me estaba haciendo esta pregunta. Estaba observando cientos de practicantes de Raya Yoga, hay personas que siguen el camino espiritual. Y si entendemos esto claramente y si podemos ver el conocimiento acerca de esto, podemos ver cuál es el obstáculo, que no podemos adherirnos a cierto comportamiento cuando una situación llega. Pero hoy esto no es una pregunta en mi mente nada más porque me he dado cuenta que la enseñanza de las virtudes puede ser universal, pero no puede ser practicada universalmente. Tiene que hacerse en un orden en clase y necesito saber que yo lo hago. Cuando yo lo hago, yo puedo crear una atmósfera de preocupación acerca de. Y segundo, como dijo Didi, que las virtudes son naturales, están adentro de nosotros, pero si no practicamos nuestra identidad original de la conciencia del alma, no va a funcionar como un poder y no nos va a ayudar a tener virtudes de manera práctica. No todos van a practicar. Toma tiempo. Toma tiempo entender que necesito ser eso. Podemos ver cómo Eric está practicando, cómo Claudia es muy buena, Manuj practica muy bien, pero ellos tienen un tiempo distinto.
The moment I see in front of me Supreme Soul, Supreme Father, he's smiling. He says, I never had a question when you were like this, when you were not doing the things as I told you, but I never said anything. I didn't complain to you. Sun is not complaining. Rivers are not complaining. So therefore, how can you stop on your path, on this journey, and start putting a question, how long? So my love with him was always something which make assured that yes, my virtuous behavior is the first second and last choice. No other way. Because I belong to him and he's my father. So I have to be like him. So always seeing him. So that is the shortest cut I have found. But if I start thinking logically and start looking for some explanations why and how, I know that I'm not going to be able to do that.
I would have many more questions to follow up on that one, but I want to go back to Sudesh Didi on that. If Sudesh add on how to increase the imbibing virtues, but also the second question to you was about what would be one virtue that you found the most important virtue to develop so that all the other virtues come to you? Is there one secret virtue you can share with us that is the magic virtue, imbibing all the others at the same time? What's the best deal that you propose?
The virtue to have faith that I, the soul, am child of the Supreme Being, and virtues are naturally inherent qualities or personality in me. And in this aspect, faith in the self, or in other words, respect for the eternal values, or in one word, my self-respect. When I maintain my self-respect, and self-respect is respect the virtues, then automatically I will be able to imbibe, I am able to imbibe other virtues. And when self-respect is there, it might have be for temporary effect of other person's weakness. But with my self-respect, I would not let my stage fluctuate, would not lose my happiness. So I think if I lose my happiness, it means I'm losing my self-respect. If I am not accepting others, it means I am not respecting my own self. If I'm not understanding that, it means I'm not understanding myself as well. So in this aspect, means it is, in other words, being soul conscious. In real, what in Baba's language is the main virtue is soul consciousness. Become conscious, who am I? What am I? And I'm child of God. This is very important. And I am an eternal being, which has the natural qualities, inherent qualities from the Father. So this belief, this faith or trust, in other words, I believe in myself as a soul. And now, of course, and do understand how much actually soul conscious I stay through the whole day. That is another an honesty to check. And because it is compared to faith and intoxication, the whole day this consciousness is very, very less percentage. So honesty is this, because as much I practice soul conscious, that must I, at that time, that is very powerful value. Detachment is powerful virtue. Detached observer and active actor is powerful virtue. I would not say one virtue is a powerful, but in order to be powerful, seed is soul consciousness. In this seed, time to time, I water according to the situation, then that virtue becomes powerful. I would not say which virtue is powerful. According to my knowledge that Baba has given me and realization given me, then I would say purity is the most powerful virtue, because that is the foundation of my life. That is what it is, a reality in my life. So different times, in fact, is different virtues I would may say, but soul consciousness includes everything.
I enjoy very much. I think not only what you're saying, but I enjoy watching your face when you're speaking. I think you're speaking through your face as much as you're speaking through your words, and your face is glowing, your words and your self-respect. So it seems to me that you are enjoying your self-respect a lot. And that's why it's coming out like this, isn't it?
My self-respect is because I'm child of God. That is my self-respect. Because this physical body, of course, is temporary, costume or home. But I, the soul, am child of God. This faith in myself is the self-respect. And then naturally, when sometime I fluctuate in different virtues, I realize that I had forgotten who am I, what am I.
Lovely. What about you, Didi Santosh? Do you find there's any virtue in particular that you find very useful to imbibe all the other virtues? Or?
So on one hand, I agree with Didi that virtues are so interconnected that you're not able to just pick up one thing, but you go into this realization that all these virtues are with you, helping you to fulfill your roles and responsibility when you are stabilized in soul consciousness. But at the same time, since my childhood, after I became aware of what is the meaning of importance of name in the life, this is this brother, this is this sister, particular names, and I realized my name is Santosh, and in English, Santosh means contentment. So I was not so happy with my parents that why they gave me this name, because it's like it means I have to be always in the position when I have to make everyone contented, and I myself have to remain silent. But after getting spiritual knowledge, I understood this is the crown of all virtues. Contentment is crown of all virtues. Because when we are in the situation in the world, when for everything, people just are sitting with their finger pointing towards others, this one is responsible. This one did, so I am not happy. So I could really find strength in me only when I accepted this name of mine as the biggest virtue in my life, contentment. And it means for me, first of all, that whatever situation is, I have to give, I have to accept, I have to understand. Why? Because there is source who is giving me, and I have him. I have God with me. He is mine. So if he is mine, it means for the whole world, I have to be in this position that let everyone get from me whatever they need at this moment. So contentment, I would say, Brother Ari. But at the same time, I have seen the beauty of silence. That is, during any situations when people are having different kinds of opinions and are not able to accept each other. So your silence helps to create the atmosphere when you rise above these differences. You are able to create the feeling of belongingness, and there is victory. So silence has shown me many such fruits, practical results during even the difficult situations in the service field where we are at this moment.
Thank you. Very lovely to see. Everyone is a little bit different in their approach, and I think we all pull different threads to get to our perfect stage. I have a very personal question to both of you, and I invite you to go deep into your memory, probably many years ago, or maybe now, I don't know. But out of all the virtues, was there one particular virtue that you found very difficult to imbibe or to maintain? Maybe it was your little weak spot. And so if there was one virtue in particular, a little bit more difficult, I'm wondering if you can share, what did you do to really change and imbibe that virtue that was maybe a little weakness in you? So very little personal question. So, Didi Sudesh, maybe you didn't have any weakness, I don't know, but maybe there was one virtue you found more difficult than others to develop?
To be detached observer. Though I practice this, but it is for few seconds that is actually question why, what, why it should come, even this one. So detachment, to repair afterwards or to immediately wipe it out with knowledge, that is still actually inside subtle it is weakness, I would say. Detachment means I have some expectations, that's why. Then I begin to check in this way, why came in my mind? Why other expectations emerged in my mind? So if I'm detached, then in fact I am picking up the virtues even in negative situation. And so this is I am trying to be, in other words, just because observer of this unlimited play and enjoy it. Everything is very important. I cannot see the presence, very powerful, very real benefit in it. But I know as a faith, it is beneficial.
So what effort did you make? What effort did you make to become more detached? And why was it, you said there was expectation. So was there a little expectation, big one, medium one? Which kind of expectation did you have?
Yeah, because I expect that they should answer or they should work according to what my wish is there. So I'm attached to my wish. I'm attached to my opinion. I am attached to my some kind of way I want to do things. So it is body consciousness, no? Detachment from my own body consciousness. Detachment from my expectations. Because I have expectations, that's why I question why, or I react little and I become impatient. I see many weaknesses come because of attachment. It's not attachment means which causes sorrow, but this is attachment which is causing a lot of blockage to my own values to put into action.
So according to our teachings, we know that being completely detached, last, stage, conqueror of attachment, embodiment of remembrance. So are you working on your last little thread? Are you getting close to your perfect stage? That's why this is the last virtue you're working on?
Yes. It is actually, as I say, it means that I'm not detached from the my, I and my, no. And I do try in this way that not to keep the influence of the weakness or situation or the scene at that time. Though I remember, but I don't keep in my heart. This is what I make. Then it means I can make myself detached from that. If I keep in my heart, it means it is already became attachment to weakness of other person. Attachment in a sense that I have kept it in myself, so I must be attached. And my weakness had kept my weakness of other person in me. So I'm not detached in that sense.
See, it's very, very interesting when we get personal, because it becomes very deep, right? I'm enjoying your answer. Didi Santosh, any of your little secret you can share with us? What was one of your tricky virtue you couldn't figure out, and now you've been able to overcome it? Santosh, Didi?
And
Since all these years on spiritual path, I am happy and I feel myself fortunate that godly wisdom was giving enough of strength and understanding about all virtues, but what my effort was. And till today, it's not a struggling effort, but it is a conscious work which keeps ongoing. It's ongoing work till our last breath. We are interacting with people. We will have to do that. So the effort was mainly about to keep all my virtuous actions divine. Because when I realized I am a soul, I'm child of God, even before that time, I was compassionate, cooperative. I would love to give and give to beggars around my house. I would love to collect children and help them in becoming good people. You know, we used to do so many social activities, even at my young age. But when I came to God, I started understanding this knowledge and practicing Raj Yoga. So task for me, the effort for me was to find the line, how much and with whom, and where I should not apply this virtue or this virtuous action, how much I can be compassionate so that not to burn out, where to cooperate, and in which thing not to cooperate. Yes, somewhere I can contribute my physical resources, but somewhere I don't need to, because this will be helping that person to become dependent on me. Somewhere I have to reply to questions of this person who is too much, trying to take everything from me today, wants to know this, know this, know this, but where to stop so that that person himself can explore the wisdom first by transforming the self through connection with God. So this was the effort, ongoing effort, that human nature should not overpower that divine nature, because by being so loveful, by being so cooperative to someone, by being so compassionate to someone, I can even spoil. It will be like overwatering the seed, and before the fruits come, I will just flood it, you see. So therefore, godly wisdom helped me to find the lines, the balance. Until today, that if someone is not doing so well or behaving in a wrong way, so how much I have to give explanation or correction or reminder or gesture, or how much I have to be silent and to give. So both things, because being director, being teacher, being coordinator, being instrument, you have to manage. But at the same time, you know very well, each and everyone has its own capacity and potential. So where is that line? So I'm always conscious about that. So that is not an unpleasant effort, or that is not a challenge or struggle, but that's what is called my student life journey with virtuous life.
Mm. So there wasn't any particular virtue that you found more difficult to acquire, like, I don't know.
So again, the same thing that, same thing, that love, compassion, and cooperation. Because for me, it was instant response. Wherever I see is the need, I just jump in. Wherever I see that, yes, there is someone in trouble, I would just. So here, many times I faced difficulty that people started misusing. People, they just think, oh, well, this person can be approached and this person will do anything for you. And I had to stop. I had to see again and again whether I'm really moving the way so that no one is able to misuse this nature of mine, which I felt was very natural for me. It was always instant reply to the need of anyone. So here, of course, until today, I have to be careful about that.
Mm. Yeah, it's until the end. We have to be careful. Didi Sudesh, a question you were saying about expectation. You know, we have sometimes expectation, and one expectation is we would love other people to be a little bit more virtuous sometimes. And we would love the whole world to be more virtuous. So what is your technique, or what is your yukti, your method to help other people to become more virtuous? To be virtuous yourself is one thing, but to help other people to be virtuous, how do we do that?
This one lesson that I am taking so much time. Baba is teaching, and even after 65 years, I have not become how Baba wants me to be. And I believe it is God is telling. I believe it is true. I do understand it is beneficial for me. Knowing this, if I am taking so much time, then how can I expect others that others should immediately fulfill my expectations, what I want? If I become example, then other will become example, will accept me. So this is what I keep in mind. And I am on godly service. I am a spiritual social worker, spiritual social worker. So I have to help other people, because that help is for my help as well. Another aspect I keep, because I am child of benevolent Baba, the benevolent being. So love is important ingredient that I always keep hope in them, not losing hope. Though I correct, I speak, I become impatient, and have different expectations that they should be doing more. But I know everyone is studying, and according to their capacity, they will take time. They will do this. And so this is why I convince myself rather than having more expectations from others. So when I convince myself with my own example, if I am not fulfilling God's desire so quickly, understanding, knowing, faith, everything, how can I expect this from others? This is what.
But can we inspire others to be more virtuous? And how do you inspire others to be more virtuous? Without expectation, of course.
Yeah. No, inspire appreciation what they have done. This I certainly, I correct, I advise, I react, but then I appreciate from the heart with honesty that if one flower is appreciated so much, even with many thorns, why I am actually looking at the thorns and not the flower? So I immediately teach myself. And in this way, my relationship with others remains with love and good wishes and pure feelings. And then I also feel that they also have the same kind of, not that I am not helping them. It's a subtle spiritual help from the heart, not by teaching, because by teaching nobody learns, right? So it is just like let go. That expectation expectation is there, but expectation is that I should wait for them as well. I don't lose hope. Instead of expectations, now when I'm speaking, I'm realizing this, that I change into hope. And so this is why the relationship remains good, even expectations are not fulfilled.
It's a beautiful way to shift from expectation to inspiration. And I think it's beautiful. And Santosh Didi, you were mentioning that, you know, we have many roles, sometimes coordinator, teacher, So how do you find you can inspire other people? How do you sometimes convince someone that they need to change and they need to acquire a certain virtue, and how to acquire that virtue?
Another thing is just
Eh,
like understanding. No, one thing
Hmm.
I also want,
You
because
can go ahead, Suresh Didi. Go ahead, and then Santosh Didi can add.
every seed has a potential and actually grows at right time in right season. This is another thought that I keep, because it is, if I'm expecting before time, I'm wasting my time. So is it, I use different examples, different time, that we are all are living seeds and each one has potential, but they have their season. And at that time, I will get the fruit and they will get the fruit of that.
I think you're a real spiritual gardener. You know the method to do that. You speak of flowers, of seeds, of fruit. Well, I suspect you to be a real spiritual gardener. Santosh Didi, what are your thoughts on that?
Actually, Didi Sudesh has very clearly drawn the picture, and love, forgiveness, patience, these are the things which are constant attitude or our behavior required when we want others to become virtuous. But at the same time, being in Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, because Supreme Soul, when gives us time and the period which is the confluence, the energy, that the negativity itself wants to leave and the world of positivity is emerging in the hearts. And at that time, when Supreme Soul helps so that we can all become virtuous, then his training is to create a culture. So that's what helped me to become virtuous. That is, we need to create a culture around us where virtues in the souls, in human beings, can be cultivated. The atmosphere, and in that atmosphere and culture, most important is the daily routine, 24 hours. How we spend our 24 hours will show that percentage of virtues or positive attitude in me. So he has given a very clear idea of this culture, which is called the expression which I have understood from spiritual wisdom is Brahmin. Brahmin means new, creative timetable, creative culture, or always, bubbling culture. So Brahmin means all this together. So the culture which has early rising, timetable which has early rising, early sleeping, the culture which has taking intake of food, anything which you put in your body has to be offered to God. So when we get up like that, when we sleep like this, when we eat like this, when first part of our daily routine is giving food to the soul, and then every action of ours has to be in the form of a giver, service. So this culture is very, very, which we can say foundation, deep foundation for making the people virtuous. Without this, you just simply give them good knowledge, give them books, give them explanations of virtues. But if we don't adhere to this, we cannot be virtuous. So this is my experience. So I never just remind anyone to be like this. I just pay attention what's going on wrong in the timetable. If a person is not behaving mercifully or accurately, it means something must have happened in the early morning schedule. This person must have missed early morning meditation. So I have to help this person to sleep early in night so that his task or service can be reduced or can be shifted to some another day. So like this, culture has to be created, atmosphere has to be created in which people can easily practice virtues rather than complaining them or rather than always expecting from them that they have to be like this.
So what about those who are not so spiritual and who are not following any Brahmin culture? How would you inspire them to be more virtuous conscious?
Actually, whenever I interact with anyone, I'm clear that each and every one is human being. Before they are students, before they are the people from any nation, they are human being. So for every human being at this moment, anyone who wants to be happy and peaceful in their life, important to understand that there are two things. You may not accept yourself as spiritual, you may not accept yourself God-loving, but at least you should be able to understand and realize that there is consciousness, which you say as I, and then your body, mind. So these both things should be nurtured on daily basis, because any kind of starving, either at physical level, means you didn't take full rest, you didn't sleep on time, or you were not able to eat something properly. Starving physically, starving spiritually will not allow you to behave virtuous. So therefore, for anyone sitting on any part of the globe, it's important to rejuvenate in terms of understanding my life of one day, because week is made of days, 7 days. Year is made of 365 days. So I don't need to think much. I have to just think of one day. How should be my one day? Because if you give everything to seed, this is called farming culture. A gardener knows what seed knows to give fruit. So virtuous behavior is fruit, but giving, watering, giving sunlight, this all is culture. So through this timetable, we get sunlight through connection with God. Even if I'm allergic to God, okay, at least get up so that you can be in the most peaceful stage of whole day. Become sun for your own self. Increase your light, spiritual light. Think of something good. You see, but anyway, you will need light, power. You will need air, means space, to feel that yes, there are people around you, there is world around you, and you have to be with them. So these all things work as the basis where this virtuous behavior sprouts like anything automatically. So effort should not mean making people virtuous or making myself virtuous, but adhering to that culture, adhering to that way of life or that timetable. That's what is my experience, and I move accordingly.
I think this could be a topic on its own, the culture of virtues. I think it's very, very interesting. I never heard the expression being allergic to God, but it's interesting because I know time is running again, but one of the last thing I wanted to ask both of you, you've both mentioning occasionally the connection with the divine, my relationship with God, being the child of God. I'm wondering, what do you think about our virtues? Are our virtues human? We are human. Are we going to have the same virtues as God? Or will there always be a difference between God's virtues and our virtues? Sudesh Didi, any enlightenment on that? Will you become like God with your virtues?
Godly virtues, divine virtues, why God is the Almighty and called God. Of course, the qualities are the same, but how I feel it, the creator and creation, creation shows the creator, right? If the child of an animal is an animal, the child of a human being is a human being. right? So we are children of God, we are souls, but our capacity is different. Qualities are same: knowledge, purity, peace, love, and happiness. But the percentage of the power of these qualities are different. And this makes us, because our quality natural are different, limited in this aspect. Capacity is limited. So we don't become God. We become divine. We become like God, but not God. And this is what means. But I would not say that there are same, we become God. No, but we become children of God, worship worthy God, like God, better than God. God's quality is always benevolent and always selfless. This quality we don't have. Selflessness. Even, for example, why do we come from the soul world? Are we not happy there? Silent, still, peaceful, no worry, nothing. Why do we come? It must be that deep desire to express and experience myself. So I have attachment with my own expression. And that is why in this makes me limited. While God's power is benevolent, he does not come for himself. He comes for us. So this is why he is the benevolent being, selfless and benevolent being. We are becoming benevolent, but we are not selfless. We still have this selfish wish. I become Raj Yogi, I become a king, I become, even though deep within there is something to achieve, something. But God does not want to achieve anything. This is difference. He wants to give, give, give. We give, but we also want to have something. So this is difference. But other original qualities are the same. Knowledge from the very beginning of the child, baby, wants to taste everything according to his development of taste buds. Knowledge, Mama, what is this? Papa, what is this? What? Knowledge is there. Even the child knows what is love. Even the child knows what is peace. So innocence is natural quality of a child. Purity is natural. So it means that some qualities, original real qualities are the same, but this power of totally detachment and benevolent, that is God's quality.
From hearing speaking, I know you know God very well, so you have a very, very personal relationship with God. What is God's virtue that you prefer? Is there any one virtue in God that you really, really like, and why?
Miss, I know that all relations are very beautiful one, but a constant, conscious, subconscious, natural. Baba is my teacher, and knowledge actually in this aspect, relationship with God as teacher, but not in a sense of teacher of Lokik teacher, but it is the knowledge which is the helping me in every aspect. And another one, purity, which is really pure. Purity is not a question of celibacy for God, but purity, so clean, pure power in God that he knows that we have gone totally in the gutter or down below and degraded. And yet he has so much hope in us. This we create hope, but internally we think it will, whether he will become or not, or she will become or not. And God has so much faith in us. So in this aspect, qualities and power, which I learn in this aspect, everything is teaching me. His love is teaching, his presence is teaching, his forgiveness is teaching, benevolence is teaching. All the things what Baba comes us is to teach us. And in this aspect, mother teaches the child different things, father teaches different things, friend teaches different things. So all relationship, I believe. But the more I put in the title in the box of teacher, because I am learning and I am student and studying. So then I can in this way get more what he wants to teach us.
And you have been in God's school for 65 years. Is there any end to God's school, or we study until we? It's a long school. You must get. You must have a scholarship by now after 65 years.
All
She has.
relationships are really good, natural. Other relationship, friend. So sometimes talking, Baba, my friend, but that is sometime. But in every time it becomes, it comes in the form of learning something.
Santosh Didi, what do you think about the difference between God's virtues and our virtues? Are we getting the same from the beginning, or does it become the same at the end? How do you see it?
So again, I say that Didi Sudesh has given a very beautiful understanding about that. In my practice of Raj Yoga from the very first day, I was enchanted and fascinated by God's personality in the form of understanding and experiencing also. And during our childhood school days and also in university days, in college also, I graduated from Delhi University. Sometime there used to be such task. One day you are science teacher. One day you are mathematics teacher. So although I am not teacher, I am a student, but how much you could become that teacher because you were always in contact with your science teacher. You saw what science teacher is teaching, what is science, and how she stands and how she leaves the class, you see? And then that gave you marks that for one day, 1 hour, you could play science teacher. So when I started practicing Raj Yoga, I did this play many times. I do it constantly. I do it consistently. Because he's my father, Supreme Soul is my father. So I play being father sometime. Okay, for some time, if he's there, how he would do in that way, because I really want to teach lesson to this person because this person is not doing right. But if father will be there, okay, now I have to be father. So I play father there and see everything changes. So because knowledge is so clear that we can touch God's place and come back. We can be there and come back to our human stage, because I know that he will behave like this because he's really merciful. I know what Baba would do in this situation. Yes, Baba, the word we use for Supreme Soul, my father would do like that. So therefore, yes, this faith, this trust that I and Father, there is no limit to that. My father himself wants that I should be like him. He is invoking me every day. He's preparing me for that. And he always shows me mirror. So look, do you look like me? Do you look like my child? You see, so he prepares me like him. He dresses me in his colors. And he says, okay, let's go on around. And we walk together and walk like father. Behave like father. So this is so real. This is not a theory. This is real. So this time is a privilege for us to be able to play like God, think like God, move like God, as much as possible. But it will happen only if I love him that much, because you will like to be like someone only if you love that one. Only if that one is first number in your life, first and last number in your life. So it depends. If I love him, I will experience this, that yes, I know what is in his mind. And if you know what is in his mind, then you can embody that much mercy in you, that much compassion in you for that situation. Because, well, this is what Einstein always wanted. He wanted to know through all his research, ultimately, what is in mind of God. So there is a time when God himself comes and tells his mind, speaks his mind. And now we are fortunate to be able to embody his virtues in our life. This is one thing. And most significant for me was his love. How his love is multidimensional, multifaceted, multi-layered. There is a person who has not done anything yet in the field of serving the humanity and has just started practicing Raj Yoga, but you see his vision on him, you see his hope on him, like world benefactor, that this one is going to be world benefactor. And then there is a person like Didi Sudesh. She has done so much for humanity throughout the world. She had been traveling, and his love for this personality and his love for this personality, it's wonderful. I used to always think that to be able to love to all kinds of souls in all different situations, this is very fascinating in his personality. And if we are able to do that and learn this from God, I think the whole virtue, training, or it will be like, or becoming all virtues complete, because in that loving comes everything.
Thank you, Didi Santosh. And yes, lovely time is on our side and we are about to finish. But just before we go, wanted to know, Didi Sudesh, any last word you want to share with us on this beautiful topic of virtues, celebrating 3 years of virtues? Any last words you want to share with us?
Virtues. What perhaps I have not understood the
last words about virtues.
Last word?
Last words about virtues.
Achha, last opinion.
Goodbye word.
No, in fact, it is godly gift. It is food. It is our life. Virtue is our life. If virtues are not there, what is the value of the life? If I want myself to be valuable, then I have to become virtuous. Nobody likes something which is defected. So to become all virtuous, completely viceless, 16 celestial degree pure, every day Baba is telling us this. So meet not only one virtue, but all virtues. So we need to become the embodiment, all virtues. And all virtues means completely viceless. And completely viceless means completely egoless. That is the main virtue. Humility is the greatness, but intoxication is also no less, because it is intoxication of what Baba is giving us will make us virtues. That's found deep love, desire, our aim to become the embodiment of virtues. So love virtues and you become virtue.
Thank
Let us
you,
love
Didi.
virtues, so we become virtuous. Whoever we love, we become like that. Not only my virtues, but virtues of others also.
Thank you. It's a lovely way to conclude this very nice chit chat with Didi Sudesh and Didi Santosh. So Manoj Bhai, back to you. We thank you both Didis for increasing the bouquet of virtues in us. I think it was beautiful and really happy.
Yes,
And
one thing.
yes, Santosh Didi.
It's a coincidence that you have completed 3 years on this virtue series, and this month, November month, here in Russia, in Petersburg, we have started practicing, because on 1st November, when we heard godly versions, as in every Brahma Kumari center's morning assembly, we have godly versions. So one of the beautiful blessing which we received was that God's task is to transform Murde se Mahan, that is, transform corpse or dead human beings into great people. So for a whole month, we have taken this topic from Murde se Mahan. That is, it's being mechanical, because being virtuous means being the great personality. And without virtues, you are just a corpse. And that is why God comes and awakens you from this graveyard and awakens the corpse and makes them great. So this, for whole month, we have taken this blessing as work on the virtues. That is, let every interaction of a Raj Yogi or any person who is practicing this should be full of some or another fragrance of virtue. So just I wanted to share that.
Thank you. Lovely. Manoj Bhai?
Yes, thank you so much. Don't have words to express gratitude. So I'll express my gratitude after Sister Claudia does. So we actually, unfortunately, Dr. Ashok Mehta isn't around, but he would have loved to be here. I think he's got some other commitments today, but he always joins otherwise. So apologies from his side. And I would request Sister Claudia to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you.
Many thanks to all of you, to Eric Bai for bringing those questions who make us to understand from a point of view and a practical life. It was so nice to see Sudesh Didi so humble, telling us about her effort. I think this was a very good example for us to be always on this path, to be humble, to understand we are not totally virtuous yet, but we have an aim. So also with Santosh Didi showing that, because Santosh Didi was talking about self-respect. Of course, for self-respect and contentment, we have to have contentment, we have to have self-respect. I think it was very nice to see both of you answer those questions, very nice, smart questions coming from Eric Bai, like always he does. But it brought us a little bit more unlimited way to look into things, way to look into the values, and also give ourselves hope that yes, if they are working, I'm working as well, so I'll get there. Sometimes not be like God, not be God, but be like Him. Thank you very much for all of you. From the heart of all of us who are part of this team, from everywhere, from all the translator, IT, recorders, and all of us who does this consistently work to bring those values, but actually we are bringing for the other ones, but for ourselves, number one. And so thank you very much for everything.
Thank you, you too, and Brother Eric, especially for very, what you say, good questions. Good questions bring good content. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, all of you. And let me just share a few thoughts on this. I don't know how how Baba made me instrument for starting this. But if I can reflect back on the last 3 years when I contacted each one of you. So let me start with Sudesh Didi. Like, I think she was very approachable and available all the time. And she was so easy. She's an embodiment of easiness. You can see that. It's a living embodiment. And her name itself is Sudesh. Su is something very sacred and elevated in Hindi. It means Su. And Desh means it reminds you of your place where you are from. So there she is. Santosh Didi has already said that she's an embodiment of contentment. But what I found in Santosh Didi while approaching her, she's always ever ready and always so light. You look at her, she exudes lightness and sweetness as well. So thank you so much, Santosh Didi, for bearing with me with my messages, and you always have responded. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
And I come to Brother Eric. His name, I'm sure all of you know. It basically means a king, forever ruler. The Google Translate says forever ruler. And I think what all of us really admire about him is his humor, his very entertaining nature, but to take us very easily into the depths of something. And I'm sure today's topic, I don't think anyone else could have done with such seniors as you have. You have done good justice, because no one can extract all this. It's not an easy thing to do, to extract all those secret questions from the depths of someone. So thank you so much again, all of you, for this. And before we move ahead, I'm sure we are entering the 4th year. We've already done that. We are starting the 77th episode, and I'll just quickly share the screen. Just a few more minutes to make announcements so that even you all know what we are going to do in the next coming up years. I hope Brother Nirvair Bhai Sahab can join, because he's at the moment in Ahmedabad undergoing some health checkups. So let's see what destiny has. But the next episode would be on uniqueness. So Dr. Pratap Mehra, who's the medical director of the GHRC, he will be interviewing Brother Nirvair on this. So let's hope we have both of them. And then, as always, we have the workshop. And the uniqueness workshop will be with Sister Radhika, who again is another very powerful instrument with her lot of touching humor, which she has in all her talks. She'll be covering uniqueness. And this is our elegant November calendar, actually, I forgot to say that it's Diwali special episode on uniqueness, and a big happy Diwali to all of you all. We just stopped sharing now. And I would request Sister Anu to please take the photograph, as always. People wish to have that. And then we'll take the powerful drishti from all of the seniors with us.
Yeah, everyone, you can see the video, and you can also see in the gallery that all the shining faces. Yes, I'm taking the photo. If you haven't switched on your video, this is the time. Yes, I got it.
Yeah, got it. Thanks. And also, I'll be approaching you all again, all 3 of you, for more talks in future. I hope that's fine with you all. We'll try to do 100 episodes, and then we'll see what is there in store for us in future.
Going unlimited. Okay.
I still remember Santosh Didi saying, "Oh, your values are still not over." Anyways.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll just take Drishti, and Sister Anu can play some music in the background.
Yeah, I'll take Drishti, and we'll spotlight few of the background members. You may see a few new faces, but it is for each of us. That's like, I feel a lot of gratitude for all. So let's feel the gratitude. Let's feel valuable with all the values, and take Drishti. Thank you, everyone. I'll play the song now.
Clear as a mountain stream. so peaceful, so deep inside. I
So much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very, very much. Keep shining and see you soon. Thank you. Didi.
Okay. Salutations to Didi Sudesh and to all of you, and hearty congratulations. Very hard work, but soft work with soft heart. You did it. And of course, in whichever way you will continue, that will be beneficial for many, 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 many thousands. Good night.
Thank you.